This is the exact system that you're going to use to heal your body image once and for good. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Stop feeling insecure when you get dressed. Stop stressing about weight that you've gained and find connection to your body in a way that gives you the best fitness, the best nutrition, the best self-care, and the best relationships of your life. And we're going to release all of the hidden limiting beliefs in the process. So I'm Sarah. This is me 5 years ago over here, obsessed with dieting, convinced that I needed to lose more weight, change how my body looked, and have the perfect body in order to be confident. I was body checking all the time. I was weighing myself every single day, if not a couple times a day. I was over exercising. I was under eating. I was meal prepping all of my food for the week on Sunday in a way that was really mentally unhealthy. Couldn't eat out, couldn't get dressed without stress, and I compared myself to everyone. This is now me today, a few years later, after implementing the system that I'm going to show you exactly how to use. I have a good relationship with food, a good relationship with movement. I have really high quality nutrition and fitness practices, but I also know how to honor my cravings and take rest. I have gained weight. My weight has fluctuated a few different times actually through my eating disorder recovery, and I feel good and confident in my body almost every single day. Now, if that feels like something that's really out of reach for you, I'm going to give you the system to get from exactly where you are right now to exactly where you want to be. I've helped over 100 women do this already successfully. We've had a 100% success rate in the improvements in their body image, in uncovering limiting beliefs, and finding more consistent, easy, not overwhelming wellness habits and self-talk and just perspective on self. So I'm going to show you that system that I use to get these women unstuck, and I'm going to give you a clear path to feeling confident and comfortable in your body and how you take care of it, which is so important because otherwise we just stay stuck in this stuff for more and more time, and you don't want to get to the end of your life and think about all the things you didn't do because of what your body looks like and how you felt about it. So if you're sick of diets, if you're sick of quick fixes, if you want something that is efficient but actually works and is sustainable as far as feeling good about yourself, changing your mindset, and having good wellness habits, this is literally going to change your life. And I'm going to explain it really simply, really quickly, give you an example of how I used this with a client. And if you stick around, I will show you how to do this for yourself too. So let's dive in, shall we? So we're going to talk about Emily today. Emily gave me her email, her full name, her age, her location in the beginning of her analysis that I did for her to get her unstuck. So Emily is, as we can see, she's 42. She lives in Austin, Texas. And Emily told me a lot about herself in this questionnaire that I had her fill out that told me everything I needed to know to tell her exactly what her limiting beliefs were, where she was stuck, why she wasn't feeling good in her body, and how to be consistent. So first things first, Emily gave me all of her basic info, super simple, in a private survey that I had everybody fill out. After that, I asked her a couple questions, and Emily provided. The more you give me in this context, the more information, the better it'll be. So I had Emily tell me about herself, tell me what's been challenging lately, and then tell me exactly why she thinks that she might be stuck, because nobody knows you better than you know yourself, but sometimes you need an outside perspective to really see one layer deeper so you can actually make some changes. Because although she knows all these things, Emily hasn't figured this out yet. As you can see in her survey that I had her fill out, she's passionate about wellness. She's been married for 15 years. She has 2 kids. I don't know if you can see that in these screenshots that I have here. She loves to read. She loves to spend time outdoors. She loves to host dinners for her friends. You can tell that Emily is someone who cares about taking care of herself, but she's also someone that cares about taking care of others. And that might be one of the things that we need to talk about. She self-identifies as a perfectionist. She also self-identifies as someone who is overwhelmed, somebody who feels burnt out a lot, someone who's a really good listener, but sometimes doesn't take the most time for themselves. She values growth, but she's felt stuck. She really has analyzed the patterns that she's been stuck in and has noticed that she obsessively monitors her body. She weighs herself. She looks at old photos. She just is constantly looking for her flaws, and it doesn't feel very good to be in Emily's mind. She really wants to just feel comfortable and confident with her body. Don't we all? She is active and she eats well, but she just can't shake this feeling that she's never doing enough. And I asked her why she thinks that she's still stuck. One of the things that she shared to me is that she has to exist in this world where, as hard as she tries to heal her internal environment to feel good about herself, she goes on social media or she thinks about these past experiences she's had, and she just can't shake these comparisons, these judgments for herself, this anxiety she feels when she's social, the perfectionist mindset, all of that stuff. So I had Emily just give me all of the details. These are a lot of things that you already know about yourself, but you sometimes again just need to write out and then have somebody else examine. And that is what I do. I'm a professional at this. I can read this and see the common themes that we often can't see in ourselves, as well as how to fix them. So Emily gave me all that info. I also had her tell me what her dream life looks like when these things are solved. This is something that we don't think about enough, but is something that is really important for you to visualize, because you need to have motivation to actually make changes for yourself. Oftentimes, when we think about the future and we're struggling, we just feel overwhelmed. So we're shifting her mindset with this question alone. In her dream life, she wakes up feeling comfortable in her own skin without the constant negative thoughts about her body. Oh my gosh, the feeling of waking up in the morning and instantly thinking about everything you have to do that day and what you're going to eat and how you're going to work out and what other people are going to think of you and what you're going to wear to work. It's so exhausting. Her relationship is better in her dream life because she recognized in that initial questionnaire that I had her fill out that this was affecting her relationship, her marriage, and her relationship with her kids. She feels good and connected to her husband. She can accept his affection without feeling self-conscious about her body, like when he touches her tummy, things like that. She plays with her kids. She enjoys meals without guilt. She laughs with her friends, as every person should be able to do. She feels light and present and at peace with who she is and no longer weighed down by the pressure to look a certain way. That is absolutely beautiful. And we want to create that for her. So let's do it. So once Emily fills this out, she'll become like one of the many women that you can see in my beautiful screenshot here that hop on Zoom with me, and I deconstruct an analysis of all of the information that Emily just gave me. So I'm going to show you exactly what that looks like in a moment. But basically, Emily fills out this survey. She goes as deep as she can. She gives me as much info as she can. I ask all the right questions to make it super easy for her. And then we hop on Zoom, just like all of these beautiful, amazing women right here have done with me. And we are going to deep dive into this. And I'm going to tell her exactly what she needs to do. So what that looks like is me giving her what is at first a beautifully formatted Google Doc, as you can see here, and will become a personalized ebook that she can download, keep on her phone, keep on her computer, keep in her screenshots, whatever she needs to do to refer back to. But on the call, we're going to go through this Google Doc, and I am going to tell her an even more clarified vision of what her dream life is going to look like. So in the morning, she's waking up feeling comfortable and happy in her skin. She is enjoying her movement practice. In the afternoon, she's feeling connected to her partner. She's having a wonderful time with her kids, and she is playing games, having fun, feeling present and joyful. Again, I really want Emily to be able to visualize this transformation for herself, because she has spent so long feeling stuck that it's really hard for her to imagine a future where things are different, whereas I can see it with a lot of clarity. In the evening, she's eating without guilt. She's enjoying her quality time with the people she loves. And she ends the day without overwhelm, without stress, without guilt about the things that she ate or the way that she moved her body if she didn't do enough. No worries about how she looks. Do you know how much mental energy you get back when you're able to do that? I can't wait for her to be able to create this. I also wanted to give Emily her core values that I see in her, because understanding who you are and how you are is extremely important to developing a customized plan for how you approach healing your body image and finding your most consistent habits that actually bring you fulfillment. So her core values and qualities are love, honesty, growth, empathy, and thoughtfulness. And we need to consider that, because although these are beautiful qualities, they're also impacting how she shows up in the world, how she takes care of other people before herself, because she has a lot of empathy, but maybe also some people pleasing tendencies, and how she interacts with the world outside. So she really values honesty, but something that she has to remember is that the whole world doesn't necessarily do that. So social media, not super honest. Diet culture, super not honest. And she is someone through our conversations that I now know tends to believe a lot of what she sees online, whether it's conscious or subconscious. So she'll read something about nutrition, like a quick tip about how to add more protein into her life, and she will start to obsess over this idea that she needs more protein in her life, even though it was a generalized tip that wasn't written for her online. And she's a very unique individual. So her sense of honesty, her value of honesty can end up being something that she also might need to monitor sometimes. So that's why we analyze her core values and qualities. And then we also talk about her key challenges. So again, these are things that she's able to identify on a surface level, but because I've done this so many times, this is literally my full-time job, and I'm someone outside the situation. That's what we need a lot of times. If we've been stuck for a long time, you need an outside perspective from someone who knows what they're talking about. So the core challenges in her journey so far, in her wellness and in her self-love, that I've been able to identify is 4 of them. She's dissatisfied with her body and her appearance. Duh. She's doing that obsessive monetization of her body, which doesn't feel good. And then she actually has a lot of difficulty being vulnerable with her husband about these things, because she feels like she needs to be this perfect wife, this perfect mom, this perfect employee, this perfect friend, all of that stuff. Again, Emily's a perfectionist. And then with that, struggling with her self-acceptance and feeling like she's never doing enough. Relatable as fuck. So that's our analysis of where she's at. But where do we go from here? Of course I know. First, we need to understand why we're feeling this way. So her past experiences, societal pressures, and then her current mindset. Again, she identified that perfectionism. She identified that she lives in a world that promotes unrealistic beauty standards. But then we also, on our call, dove a lot deeper into her past experiences, because her family and the way that she was raised gave her a lot of limiting beliefs that are things that she knows don't feel good, but she couldn't quite put into words until our conversation. So because of our call, she was actually so much more clear on what's holding her back. And therefore, she has the awareness to stop letting it hold her back. We also talked about self-sabotage. Emily is definitely a big self-sabotager. If you're a people pleaser or a perfectionist, you actually probably self-sabotage more than you realize. Again, she obsesses over her body and her appearance, and this self-sabotages because it actually stops her from connecting with her kids, connecting with her partner, showing up fully at work or in social situations, because she's too busy thinking about what she looks like. So it's literally holding her back from moving farther forward in her life, with her career, with her relationships, with everything. She's avoiding intimacy, even though that's something that she really wants, because she doesn't feel comfortable during sex. She doesn't feel comfortable being touched by her partner. And she also feels self-conscious when she's bending down to pick up her kids or do other things where she's interacting with her family, even though it's something she wants so badly, to have this intimacy and this connection physically and emotionally. And then, of course, negative self-talk and constantly comparing herself to others, both online and in person. It makes getting dressed hard for her. It makes socializing hard for her. It makes eating meals in front of other people difficult for her. And it's killing a lot of her energy. So she's worrying about how she looks all the time. She's engaging in that negative self-talk and criticism, and she's focusing on her flaws versus her positives, not just in her body, but in her life and her relationships. So that's where she's wasting her energy. And let's talk about where she needs to put it instead, because we know these things, but we need someone else to tell us sometimes. And then I'm going to tell her exactly how to do it, because that's the really exciting part. So she needs to focus her energy. In my professional opinion, someone who's done this so many times, help people heal their body image and have their most consistent wellness habits, on self-acceptance, joyful movement, and vulnerability and connection. And again, I'm going to tell Emily exactly how to do that, and I'll show you how I told her to do that in the next slide. But self-acceptance, because she needs to be kinder to herself. It wastes so much of your energy to be so unkind, to be so hard, to be so critical. Joyful movement, because she does deep down love to move her body, but at the end of the day, she's still using it as a tool to make up for the food that she ate and make sure that she doesn't gain weight. And then the vulnerability and connection. The main reason that she came to me is that she doesn't want to repeat the cycle anymore of fighting with her husband about her insecurities, or feeling like he doesn't understand her, can't hear her, or ending up in friendships also, she shared with me on our call, that tend to not make her feel very good because she is people pleasing a lot. She's deriving her worth in those relationships from like how she serves other people. It's really uncomfortable for her to ask for help or share her insecurities, and it ends up feeling one-sided. So we're focusing on vulnerability and connection to strengthen her relationships. So amazing. So good. And she was just lighting up on our call, being able to hear about this and understand that someone does see her and understand her. She just hasn't had the right person until me to really tell her, here's a list, here's exactly what you're doing, and now let's talk about how to fix it. So here's what I gave Emily. Small actions she can take today, long-term habits and actions that she can embrace, and how she'll know she's making progress. Emily's a perfectionist. She needs to know how she's making progress, as am I. So small actions she's taking: daily gratitude and affirmation to self about things she likes about herself, not related to her appearance, and then practicing being kind to herself when she looks in the mirror, saying something positive, and then spending 5 minutes talking to her husband about how she feels. It doesn't have to be how she feels about her body, just feels in general, and then reestablishing a communication pattern where he actually is able to understand how she's feeling. It's going to take work from both of them, but these are little things that she's going to start doing as many days as she can immediately. Long term, though, because we also need the long term, we can't just write down these 3 things we like about ourselves and expect all of our body trauma to go away. Daily affirmations, mindful exercise, self-compassion practice, and open communication. Again, on our call, I dove deeper with Emily and gave her exactly how to do those things. And in the PDF bundle that I'm going to give her, it's going to have links to these things. It's going to have links to my resources. It's going to have so much information that she can use, videos she can watch. All of that stuff is included in that bundle, but this is just for our call, our notes here. And we dove deep into exactly what that's going to look like for her, because that's different for everyone. And it does need to be customized. And then last but not least, how Emily's going to know that she's making progress, because knowing that you're making progress is the thing that keeps you showing up for yourself every day. She's going to start feeling less anxious. And I want her to tune into that. And I want her to notice it. I want her to find joy in her movement more. And she'll see herself being able to do that because of the specific tools that she's going to work through to realign her movement mindset that I'm giving her. These aren't just directions. This is an outline for all of the resources that follow after this call. She's going to feel more connected to her husband, enjoy the affection without feeling self-conscious, and she's going to notice more joy and presence in her daily activities. These are all of the little moments, like cooking herself dinner or driving through traffic or getting dressed for work in the morning, just feeling like things are easier. It doesn't have to be this massive life change, but it's going to feel like a massive life change because things are going to just be so much simpler, so much easier. So again, I gave Emily all of these notes on our one-on-one power hour call. She filled out that survey. We met on Zoom for an hour, and I broke down exactly how she's going to do this, collaborated with her. And the next thing that I'll do is give her her PDF bundle with all of the resources and the tools for exactly how to do these things, because that's different for every person. And that's what I customize on that call. I also answered all of her questions she had, everything from the logistics of how do I do X, Y, and Z, to can I reach out to you about questions in the future, to I'm worried that I'm going to give up on myself. How do I stay consistent? I know all the answers to these questions. I've done this a lot of times. So I shared that with her. She left that call feeling a breath of fresh air, feeling calm, feeling excited, feeling ready to implement, and feeling like instead of having this mountain ahead of her of where she wanted to get to, but the climb being treacherous and overwhelming, she's going to take just some small steps each day, and she's going to know that she's going to get there as efficiently as possible, but without overwhelming herself. So thank you to Emily for letting me case study her to share with you here. What I want to share next is how you can do this for yourself as well. Because if you are still here, you're listening to this, you're watching this, then this is something that you likely need and something that you deserve, so that you can feel comfortable and confident in your body and release all of the negative self-talk and all of those bullshit comparisons that just don't make you feel good every day. And then have an approach to your fitness, to your your nutrition, to your self-care, to your relationships, that actually feels good and gives you the life of your dreams. So how do we do that? You book exactly what Emily did, which is a power hour with me. And you can see here all of the information. This is if you are finding this through my social media. If you're on Instagram, go ahead and message me or comment power hour, like these words right up here that says power hour. Message that to me, and I'm going to give you the private link to this page. I'll also try to put it in the description of the video if you're watching this on YouTube or on Loom or in my private community. I'll put the link there as well. But this is all of the info that Emily needs to be able to do this. This is what she went through. She clicked that book now button and she was able to have all of the resources and all of the insights and all of the growth that I just showed you. So you'll click that book now button. It's so easy. You'll make your payment for the session for the mini program because it'll be that questionnaire, then that power hour with me, and then any follow-up questions and your 15 to 20 page resource bundle that I'm going to create custom for you afterwards. This is perfect for you if, again, you're tired of the quick fixes, but you do want something that's efficient and actually works to give you good health, but also good body image. If you want balance, if you're sick of being overwhelmed, if you've tried all of the other shit that hasn't worked, if you're sick of comparing yourself to people on social media or in real life, and if you're sick of the anxiety and the stress that comes with not feeling good about yourself and good about your body, if you're sick of it holding you back in your career, in your relationships, in your dating, then this is the good thing for us. This is exactly what we need. So you'll be able to message me power hour or comment that on one of my Instagram posts and you'll get the link to this. Or if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll put the link in the description. Otherwise, if you're watching this through my free online community, Balance Baddies Club on School, you have a different way to book this session with me. So you're going to go into our classroom and you're going to see this thing that says Unfuck Your Brain Power Hour, because that's what we're going to do. You're going to book your session there, and then it's going to open up your questionnaire. And you're going to answer that in-depth questionnaire, and as soon as you submit it, I get to start analyzing it. Once you submit it, whether you do this through my online community or you do that through the webpage that I just showed through social media, it will open your questionnaire and it will also open a link that will have you book your time for your power hour. If you are worried about getting a good day and time for your power hour, I offer calls with people all over the world. I am American. I am based in Asia, so I take calls at all times of the day. I have never had someone that I can't find a good call time with. But if you don't see something in my calendar, you are guaranteed a time that works for you, and you'll have an option to just reach out to me directly and say, hey, this is the time I'm looking for, and you'll be able to do that. If you need to reschedule, we can reschedule and you'll have all of the information that you need. You are guaranteed your call time. You are guaranteed your PDF bundle. You are guaranteed all of the analysis that you need to get unstuck, to have your best body image and your wellness habits of your life. So that is everything that you need to do this. This is not a quick fix. This is a no bullshit approach to finding your best body image and wellness habits of your life, to getting rid of the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back, and to just feel good and happy in your body, to have a clear plan that doesn't make you burnt out, doesn't make you overwhelmed, just makes you feel good. So if you're booking through social media, then comment or message me Power Hour on Instagram. If you're watching this on YouTube, then click the link that'll be in the description. And if you're watching this through my free online Balance Baddies Club, go into the classroom, click where it says the little red circle, Unfuck Your Brain, complete your booking there. And then regardless of what channel you go through, you'll fill out your survey, you'll book your call time. We will meet on Zoom. I will meet you with the same compassionate, no bullshit energy to give you honest answers and answer all of your questions. Again, I've been doing this for almost 4 years. I know a lot of stuff. I also unfucked my whole life after eating disorders and hating my body for years and years and years and letting it impact my career and my relationships, from being so aware in the worst way of my body since I was 8 years old. And I have built my dream life, my dream business, and I feel sexy and confident and good in my body. And I like getting dressed and I like what I look like every single day. So I want to empower you to do something good for yourself today. I know that it can be intimidating to put money towards yourself sometimes, but the longer you sit in this, the longer it stays. That feeling doesn't go away. And if it was going to go away on its own, it probably would have already. There's absolutely nothing wrong with asking for help. If you are someone like me who used to be so bad at asking for help, I'm just going to empower you right now to challenge that. And I cannot wait to see you on our call.